Formula One Austin answers reveal. This week we sat down with the Texas State Controller about the request for an Attorney General opinion regarding her financial role with the project. Now, everything you've wanted to know from the race organizers, the Circuit of the Americas, and their track in southeastern Travis County.
The new details on what went down with that state funding and whether they'll ever try for that investment again. Our political reporter Josh Hinkle joins us with the latest developments, all new at 6.
Today, after a Leadership Austin panel on the city's festival life, I pulled the Circuit of the Americas Chief Marketing Officer Jeff Moore over to the side to ask the questions we've always wondered but never got answers. We found out F1 Austin will try to tap state money again, and also the timeline for the track's completion isn't November as we've always thought, but instead as early as August, certainly a quickly approaching deadline.
We have to be ready for the race, 3 months ahead of it to be ready to be inspected. And we're probably the only outfit in town that's cheering for the drought to continue. But construction is going great. We've got 600 people out there every day building the track, and so everything looks good right now.
Construction was up in the air a few months ago as funding and internal fighting came into question. They eventually found private funding, but also found out the state money they'd originally hoped for won't be up for grabs until after the first race.
We'll be applying after the event's over with our economic study.
Ready to reapply for the money after the first event.
Happy to be in Texas. I couldn't agree more.
Texas State Comptroller Susan Combs was originally on board, but pulled the possibility of that funding until she sees initial economic success.
Not a dime, not a penny, not anything, not a dollar bill has left the state of Texas.
But Moore says his group is still predicting 120,000 fans the weekend of the race. Moore says a contract is in place for the full 10 years, and funding is already lined up, despite Formula One officials' concern late last year. It is a challenge, and he adds that F1 might never have ended up in Austin if the state hadn't assured organizers that money would be available.
But I think it was difficult to imagine Austin winning the competition to have the F1 event without the state support.
For now, he says they're moving forward regardless. In fact, they haven't had contact with Combs in quite some time.
Unless she wants to buy tickets, I have no reason to talk to her. So if you want to buy tickets, call me.
In her interview on Friday with KXAN, Combs said the Circuit of the Americas can still apply for the money, but it's her job to protect taxpayers. Moore also told us about the other events they're already lining up for the site beyond F1, V8 supercars to name one. Also the 5,000 jobs that will be up for grabs in the coming months. We have his entire Q&A in this story on KXAN.com. Just search for it and the interactive map of the track's progress on the main page. Josh Hinkle, KXAN News.
Thanks, Josh. Well, that report was a result of a series of forums focusing on Austin's growth. It's called AT Expansion. It's a partnership between KXAN, Community Impact Newspaper, and Leadership Austin. You can find out how you can take part in a future panel discussion, plus how to view our complete coverage. Just go to the AT Expansion tab at the top of the KXAN.com homepage.